Mr. Dion, how you doing, sir?
Howdy. I'm doing marvelous. I'm just in the middle of a move, which is always fun.
I like that. I like that. Well, I just got a comment on my daily financial news video that I wanted to share with you and the audience. It came from a very active member of the One Rental at a Time community. I believe this individual is active in many other areas. I've seen him comment in other areas. He goes by the moniker Jeff M. And I'm going to read the comment and then I want to kind of summarize the, seems like maybe year and a half of comments I've gotten from Jeff M. Does Jeff comment on your videos and others as well?
He does, and it's been pretty entertaining with Jeff because Matt, the lumberjack landlord, says this often. We're not in the convincing business.
Right.
And the first few messages I saw from Jeff, they were never attacky, but they were really kind of, I got the impression, hey, maybe the Crash Bros have a point. I think that was what I kept hearing. Defend your position, which was not bad. I like to devil's advocate, kind of get that going. But that was, a year ago where those comments were coming.
Yeah, I think some of the early comments, and again, these were a year and a half, were very attackish. I think he, like others, came from, we all know the sites. We all know the content creators who are Crash Bros. They've earned that title. They are the true doomers. And they have a very loyal and very active following. I don't believe it's misspeaking the truth that Jeff, at least in the beginning, was a loyal follower. I do think over time and consistencies, in the beginning, I use that analogy, that sports analogy, right? There's drunk idiots in the parking lot, there's people in the stands, and then there's people on the field. I believe, and I don't mean this derogatory, that Jeff, like many Crash Bros and their followers, were in the parking lot getting drunk, rah with their friends. I believe the consistency of message, the things that we put out, I think he started to question that. Obviously, the data kept proving these Crash Bros were idiots and morons and only trying to profit on the sheep. So I think at some point, Jeff got into the stadium. It's like, all right, what does this do the work thing mean? What is this? But he had tons of challenges, right? I think Jeff was probably in the stands for a year, probably more. What I recall from Jeff, because again, he leaves a comment on many of my videos. He's in St. Louis, tough market. I believe he lives in the basement of his parents' home. I believe he has a very impressive stack of savings because he's been wanting to do something. I believe he's been doing the work, looking and being outbid and all of. So again, he's in the stadium, but this is what I got this morning, and my screensaver just kicked in. Here we go. This is Jeff M. Hey, Mike, I'm not sure if you really know who I am. To answer that, Jeff, I know you're an active commenter, but I don't know you personally. I would love to interview you. I would love to interview Jeff and just talk about this journey because my recollection could be wrong. Again, hey, Mike, I'm not sure if you know who I am. I comment on almost every financial news video. I just got my offer accepted for my first home. That's awesome. The feeling is indescribable. I'm in shock still. I did the work. So again, Jeff in this note has gone from the parking lot to the stadium to the field. And it's never easy, but it's possible. And that's all I've ever tried to communicate. I've never promised easy. I've just promised that doing the work matters. And I want to congratulate Jeff. I would, again, love to interview him on my channel and talk about this whole journey, talk about his infatuation, what I believe with the Crash Bros, the confrontational stance he took in the beginning. When did that change? Again, parking lot, stands to the field. It's something to be celebrated.
Two things. The first, there are people who have all kinds of options as far as reaching financial freedom and having a better financial future. It can be stocks, it can be crypto, it can be starting and growing a business, it can be real estate. And when we're starting out and we gravitate towards one, the others become less attractive. Right? I'm not going to name him, but I have a friend. I've actually met and interacted with this person. I call him a friend, who, when we met, he would come to our local meetups. So somehow I think he found us through YouTube or social media, but he would come to the local meetups, and he was a crypto guy. Right. He told how it was before FTX, the ones that failed before that, how you're going to get a guaranteed return. It's backed by the dollar. And I mean, he had just argue. Got kicked in the teeth a few times. Has since closed on a duplex, does midterm rentals, has helped me talk about midterm rentals. Absolutely respect this person, right? If crypto had worked out, he could have talked about how bad real estate was forever. I think when we started interacting with Jeff, that he might have had a different approach to investing, whether it was stocks or crypto or business or something. I've never seen that in any of the comments. This is literally when you make an assumption, you make an ass out of you assumption, right? So I'm doing that. But I think he had real estate's probably not safe. The crash, or not safe now. The crash bros are saying the crash is coming, and here's all of the things that could go wrong. And then I think Jeff heard the consistency and how we didn't really argue back and say you're wrong. We always just said, here's our opinion. We don't see the data. We would love a crash. We would
I would
do the same thing everyone else would do. But maybe the other ways to invest, what's happened with crypto,
maybe I don't know.
The volatility of stocks, the amount of money that needs to be invested with stocks to make an actual financial difference over a longer period of time compared to what happens in real estate. And you have to live somewhere, right? So that's the first thing. So I think we can bring people around. We're not in the convincing business, but we can consistently say, here's what's working for us in almost any market. Consistently find a great deal, cash flow day one, do the work. And then the other thing with Jeff, I think making offers is, to me, is just as big an accomplishment of getting one accepted.
Oh, I actually want to go a step further. I believe writing offers that you know are great because you have done the work is the point to be celebrated. You can't force a seller to agree to your price, but you can do the work. You can get to the point of writing great offers. You can get no's. And this is a numbers game. I am convinced over the last 6 or 9 months, just by his consistency of comments, that Jeff was doing the work. I don't know what his buy box was, but near as I can tell, it was below the median in St. Louis, single family home. He was probably in a certain area, and he was trying. That is to be celebrated. When you finally get the yes answer, that is a cherry on top. That is the dessert to your, filet mignon or whatever you like. But let's also be clear. He's in contract. Lots of things could happen. Let's not forget that. But again, once you know it's possible, you can do it again. Jeff M. has tried. He has gotten to this point with work and consistency. I hope this deal happens for him. But if it doesn't, he knows he can do it again. And that's what this is proving.
So what I'm hoping for, and the point I was going for, was just watching the content. He's done the work, built a buy box, studied the market enough to know what was an offer worth making. As an investor, we start out with the fear. What if they don't take my offer? One day, the fear changes to, what if they take my offer? Now I'm paying for an appraisal and an inspection and meeting tenants and having to find leases and a landlord introduction letter and setting up landlord accounts with utilities and all the steps that happen after you close on it. Jeff's been watching our content to learn how to find the deal that makes sense to him, how to make the offer, probably how to negotiate to get the offer made, how to find his agent, all of that stuff. Our content also covers, you've closed. Here are the next steps. As that fear shifts from, what if they refuse my offer, to, oh no, what if they actually took my offer? Now what? That's what we're here for. We're trying to make this, it's not simple, it's not easy, but we're trying to make it as simple and easy as we can.
Yeah. And again, I would love to interview Jeff on this channel because, again, I think he went from the parking lot to the stands to the field. And to share that evolution, because again, I believe, it's my personal opinion and I'm wrong all the time, there are so many people infatuated with the Pied Piper in the parking lot who is saying dumb shit, who are renters and not doing anything except producing content and getting paid. They're not interested in helping the Jeff M's of the world. They are interested in getting all the Jeff M's of the world to watch every freaking video so they get paid. And I think that's disgusting, but hey, that's part of the process. And if you want to go grow a big YouTube channel, preach fear and doom. At some point, something happens where Jeff M goes, you know what? these guys don't have my best interest. I'm going to go in the stands and I'm going to check out these other guys. I would love to get that because I want to know where that is. Because if we can find that button or level or switch, maybe we can pull more people away. Because again, I don't promise easy. I don't even promise a deal. But I promise if you do the work and you take a shot, you have a chance. Sitting in the parking lot with your drunk buddies, listening to some Pied Piper produce nonsense is not helpful. It's just not helpful.
So I don't think that there is a switch that we can flip. I think in this case, Jeff flipped the switch because
clearly.
there's a large contingent of people who are looking for that excuse to do nothing. It's one of the main reasons why the Crash Bros channels are so successful. If you want to help people, you tell them the truth.
Yeah.
Right. If you want to help yourself, the Crash Bros want to help themselves. So they tell people what they want to hear. And what people really want to hear is, here's my excuse to not take action. And eventually, after hearing that excuse enough, Jeff sat back and said, I don't want to not take action. I don't want to take the wrong action, but I don't want to do nothing. And that's the end result of watching all of the fear and the doom and all that. It's always, here's the reason today why next 6 months or a year from now is going to be the right time for you to finally invest.
Well,
so
Jeff,
really
I hope.
Cool
Oh, go ahead.
It's really cool to see Jeff flip that switch himself. So I'm not sure we can find the switch because I think it's in each person's. It's Willow. Which finger controls the universe? It's theirs, not ours, not none of ours, right?
Yeah. So Jeff, I hope you take me up on this offer. I would love to interview you, go through this whole journey. Love to hear what you got. I also, once you close it, look forward to sending you this big bad boy that I hope to get a selfie out of. I will frame it, put it up if I get a picture of you with this, because again, I have watched your journey via the comments. I have made some assumptions based on the comments, and if they're wrong, I would love to hear from you. But I want to sit here and congratulate Jeff for doing the work, and really anybody doing the work. If you were in the parking lot and you decided to get in the stands, I want to congratulate you. It's not easy. It takes consistency. It's hard out there. I've been doing this 23 years and it's rarely been harder, but it is possible. And Jeff just proved it. Dion, where can people find you?
You find me right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom, where on Tuesdays I do a live stream where I answer all questions. And today I'm talking about 3 concepts that make financial freedom easier.
Ooh, I look forward to that. Thanks, buddy.